And we are live.
All right. Thanks, Matteo. All righty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Package Maintenance Working Group meeting for Monday, June 17th. So, as you, we're going to pop open the agenda and go through it. And if anybody wants to join in on recording meeting minutes in the Google Doc, the link is in the GitHub issue. Please feel free to make any notes that make sense. Alrighty. Does anybody have any comments or anything before we get started right now? Good morning, Beth and Dominicus. Alrighty. If nobody has anything to announce before we get started, let's take a look at the agenda. Looks like we have 7 items. And we'll get started with support field to support license, issue number 218. Alrighty. Does anybody have any updates on support field to support license? Let's see, we got some notes here from Manuel. Let's see, Emily and Wesley Todd. Scrolling through here to see if there are any PRs or anything. Okay. It looks like there's one PR. It says is this issue number 218. But it does have a lot of comments, most from me, it looks like. With, yeah, I added a bunch of comments to that closes this ticket last night. Or last night I added the, might need some more review before we end up merging the pull request related. Let's see. And if nobody has any comments on that particular issue, then we'll go ahead and move on to the next one. And we can always loop back if anybody has any follow-up comments. So let's see. Item number 2 on the agenda, key packages. A list of packages that do not test in the latest LTS.
Yeah, I'm not sure why is this still
200.
Not sure why is this still on the agenda. Because I mean, there's some actions coming out of that.
Let's take a look.
It hasn't had an update. There's some actions coming out of that. I need to write up a blog post, and we're waiting for some feedback from Travis and the likes. So yeah, this.
Okay. Let's see. If you think that there are some items on the okay, it still has the label package maintenance agenda. So if there's nothing to discuss at this time, we can remove the label. Would that make sense to do?
Yes, please. Yeah.
No problem. Let me do that right now. Alrighty. And let me make a note in the minutes that we went ahead and removed it from the agenda. One second. June 17th. Announcements agenda. Removed from agenda. And item in progress. Okay. And all right, cool. So next steps on support levels. I mean, are there any other comments or thoughts on just making sure? Probably not. All right, moving on to item 3. Next steps, support levels in package.json, which is issue number 192. I went ahead and took a look at this one because there are a lot of check marks, a lot of to-do items, and it looks like a lot is in progress. Let's see, in terms of final review to promote docs, the related doc from to the regular docs folder. I went ahead and opened up a pull request for this. It's pull request for 190, pull request 22. I'll go ahead and message it in the chat. So that is one of the items. Blog outlining the support levels and how to use the tool that Manuel put together to validate the support levels file. We don't have any volunteer to write this blog post yet, as far as I'm aware. I don't mind trying to set some time to that if nobody else has started on it. And blog on adding tool to your CI. I can add something to the Kanban board or an issue or a repo so that somebody can self-assign writing a blog on adding the tool to their CI. PRs, modules, working with friendly module maintainers to add support levels information. And let's see. So I see that Manuel started moving the tool over to a node repo. And 4 days ago, Michael had noted that Manuel will need to continue the process himself, but that he's open to assist if needed. We also have a note to create a URL on a web generates the SVGs for the READMEs and reports your level through those SVGs, as well as offers a list of pages which describe what the levels mean. And I see from Manuel's comments on the ticket that he added these badges to a POC site, and Keith Holiday had created an initial draft of the. So I don't know if there are any further steps to do on that last bullet point, but there are a handful of boxes that haven't been checked off yet. I don't know if anyone on the call right now knows if any of those items are completed or if we'll need to wait for Manuel or Michael to be on the call to pin that down. Does anyone have any thoughts or insights into this one?
One thing I was just going to ask, do you know where the blogs are going to be posted? Are they posted from the Node Foundation's Medium account or personal Medium accounts, or do you know where these blogs are going to be published?
I think the idea when we just
once they're written.
Yeah.
The one that I will be working on, the Node version support and Travis stuff. I think the plan was to put it up on the official Node.js Foundation one.
Okay.
Yes,
we'll
I
see.
believe that is the case.
Yeah, we'll see. I first have to write it and see if it's any good.
That's what I was going to say. I know we'll write them, we'll review them together as a team, and probably decide on the best next. But usually, I believe that output from the working group will be published on the Node.js media channels.
Okay, sure.
All righty. Yeah, I'll add some. Let me add I'm gonna hop onto our project real quick and actually add a ticket on our Kanban board for this so we can track it. One for outlining for a blog outlining support level and how to use the tool. Oops. There we go. Going into the maintenance help backlog, blog outlining. Okay, I already added a ticket for the outlining tools. Adding one now for the blog posts on adding the tool to your CI. There we go. Cool. And I'm not sure if anybody can go in and assign, but if anybody wants to have that assigned to them, please let me know. All right. Let's see. If there are no other, there were two other things I believe, or one more thing on that list. It was module owners, and anyone currently on the call will be able to speak to that. We might have to wait for Manuel to follow up on that. Unless there are any more comments or thoughts. Going once, going twice. All right. So team process number 191. Taking a look at this. I believe this actually a request 222, I think, is the pull request to move this from drafts to regular docs. Yeah, let me double check. Yeah, this one is for onboarding tools, and this proposal to implement it. I think it's the same thing. So probably that one can be removed from the agenda, actually, since it's pretty much pinned down, and we just need some approvals in that pull request to merge it. Okay, so for the next one, that's the session at the OJS Collector Summit, issue number 189. Let's see. I see some notes from Manuel about what he got from the meeting, but I don't see any sort of like follow work that needs to be done in relation to this ticket. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and make a note. Let's see. What do we need to do with the Collaborators Summit? Probably the team wanted to just chat about how it went, catch anybody who didn't get to attend up. I did not attend, so I can't do that. If anybody else has items they want to discuss on that topic, the Collaborator Summit, feel free to chime in. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next item. Baseline practices, npm ignore or package JSON files. It's issue number 164. All right. Looks like it was old. And I'm just scrolling through the ticket to see if there are any notes on it about any follow-up tasks. And if anybody has any comments about this ticket, thoughts or input, please let me know. Chime in anytime. Alrighty. Item. Yeah, it looks like the last comment is from Glenn, noting that the direction for this one's unclear, but it looks like mostly Joel, Jordan, let's see, Glenn, Steven, handful of people who aren't on the call, managing conversation on that one. We'll keep it on agenda until enough people are from the conversation are available to keep that conversation moving forward. All righty. Make that. Let's see. Issue number 164. Input from created ticket or are involved in the discussion. Cool. And if there are no other comments or thoughts on that one, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next item in our agenda. And this one is which problems Node.js OSS maintainers, authors face today. Issue number 113. This one last year in December 2018. So it is a long running ticket. And it looks like there have been check-ins to see if any progress has been made. And I know there are some, I see MQTT.js is being mentioned toward the end there as well. And I know we have some items in our Kanban board, but most of the folks who are participating in this conversation in the ticket issue are not on the call at the moment. So we'll probably need to wait until we have some more of them on the call before we can continue the discussion on this long-standing ticket. So we may need to break it down into smaller parts or something.
Should we try to get more people involved? It seems Matteo is rather busy. I'm sure we can try to look for other libraries and other people to try to talk to.
I agree 100%. I think I know there's kind of like a list at the top. It might make sense to break down the work in such a way that it's very easy for people to understand the scope. What I can do is I can maybe ping a few people and try to get an understanding of what the spirit of the actual work is, and put together some items on that Kanban board so that people self-assign, and we can discuss in the next meeting so that people will have a clear understanding of how they can participate. There's so much content in here, and it's going on since last December. It seems to me that if people were to participate, they probably, I haven't read every comment here, so people are currently participating, but I feel like we would be further ahead with it as opposed to just having check and see if, quote unquote, any progress is being made. So I think it really needs to be down. It might be one of those tickets that's too big for any one person to take on. I know everybody's busy. Alrighty. So that's the last item on our agenda. Dominikas, if you have any suggestions for how to break down that issue into smaller issues that folks might feel more comfortable taking on, feel free to add an issue or two, or ping me and I can take care of adding them to a Kanban board. And try it at the next meeting. Be happy to facilitate however I can. Alrighty, so that brings us to the end of the agenda. Let's see, I don't see anything else in the meeting notes in terms of comments from folks. Same PRs and items that we discussed. So I think that just does it for that'll conclude this package maintenance meeting for June 17th.
One thought I had during...
Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, should we re-raise the issue of scheduling? Because it seems that when we're doing this on the European time, it was meant to make it easier for the Europeans, but it doesn't look like many more people turn up and we lose more people than we gain. Should we revisit the timing of the schedule? Or possibly move this later by an hour or two or something like that so that more people from West Coast or wherever can join?
I'm open to discussing it. I think probably the people who aren't here would probably be the most likely want to participate in that conversation. So what I suggest is I will open up an issue right now and let people chime in our usual way by having a conversation on an issue, and try to get buy-in from everybody on what the real best time across teams looks like. Let's see. Meeting schedule. Yes. Meeting time for highest attendance. How about that? All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All righty. Let's see. Looks like folks are having a difficult looks like, let's see, like we can on improving our meeting time slot to improve attendance. Let's discuss best times below. There we go. Cool. And do chime in with your perspective on what attended me. And that's an excellent suggestion. Yeah, it's a lot easier to have a conversation about these tickets when the people with familiarity and interest in discussing them are present. Alrighty. Is there anything else? Alrighty. Excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting. It's a pleasure talking with y'all. Have a good day.
Thanks for running the meeting.
Bye.
No worries.